Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Monday, December 11, 2023, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We're having a Time for Change call this Wednesday night at around 9 p.m. Eastern. And we will be having a special call on Friday, on the Reverse Aging Health Call. I believe that some people, that a lot of people on this planet, that they believe that enlightenment is a fairy tale experience or something meant for just a few special sacred people. And of course, that's highly contradictory. Actually, it is the highest peak of our consciousness. It is available to all of us in every moment. It is a genuinely grounded spiritual experience which transforms all the sour lemons in our lives into the most succulent sweet lemonade. So the enlightened state is what lifts the veil, blinding us from the truth, allowing us to see just how magnificent we truly are. And this is hard. This is difficult for people to embrace. But nonetheless, is to be open and available to every experience life gives us, knowing that each experience is always the right experience, even though our ego might argue that until you're blue in the face. Knowing that each experience is always the right experience. For the enlightened being, there is no such thing as a wrong experience. This universe is the most intelligent teacher there is, and it never, ever, ever makes a mistake. And this universe is this grand weave of perpetual spiritual synchronicity and our karmic destiny. We are literally a timeless perfection of wild conscious creativity in action, always co-creating a synchro-destined, harmonious play between mind, matter, and spirit. Now, how could this omniscient perfection ever make a mistake or even entertain the idea of what a mistake might be like? Now, if we all were to step back and look at our world from the highest, most heavenly space, it appears that we are this great symphony of souls, gods, all working together to reach higher states of consciousness. Of course, we are also these separate beings with unique minds, hearts, and individual lives. Yet this separating aspect is not the biggest truth. The greatest truth is that we are intimately connected with everything and everyone else in this universe and all universes. When we surrender to this larger truth, weaving it throughout our day, most tantalizing and enlightening moments just magically show up. We can feel the presence of something much larger than ourselves is guiding us to a more joyous state of being. We naturally become more essentially available to all the pleasure and joy we are here to experience in this deliciously exquisite existence. Now, there's always a choice for us, isn't there? We make our choices based on what? What we know, or what we think we know. By being radically open, raw, naked, deeply willing to receive whatever the divine existence is offering us in each moment, enlightenment must pour into us. It simply has no other choice. When we completely empty out our cup, this universe has to fill it. The result is a truly intimate connection with this divine intelligence and an abundance of the richest manifesting energy radiating from our core. By living each moment from this raw, open, vulnerable place, we can become unstoppable in everything and anything that we do. You see, all of us on this planet, most likely the ones beneath the surface and in the upper atmosphere, are in this area, let's say this quadrant of the galaxy, we're caught in a game. Literally caught in a game. Now, what happens when we are not the masters and commanders of our minds, our thoughts? And what that means is that you know which thoughts that come in. We're hit 60,000 times a day with thoughts, every single day, 7 days a week. 60,000 plus. And the majority of them aren't ours. So you figure that one out, all right? And that the civilization believes that what? That everything it sees is real. Start adding these things together. So when you have a civilization that doesn't know who and what it is, number one, right, diverted or distracted by man-made religion through thousands and thousands of years, everything structured to support the lie on the planet. I'm talking about architecture, everything that we see is designed to keep us distracted or deferred from ourselves. Every one of us will come to a point whenever we are deeply surrendered to life. Life surrenders to us. We've been taught what? The opposite. Excuse me. What's the opposite? Well, I think we can all surmise the opposite. We fight life. We are programmed to fight life. Whenever we're deeply surrendered to life, life surrenders to us. But they train to what? Fight life, and life will fight us. You see the difference? Every one of us will discover that we will deeply surrender to life, and then life will surrender to us. And we immediately feel this humble yet empowering connection with everything and everyone. There are no more feelings of lack, unworthiness, or separation with who we are. There's also no need to become someone powerful, superior, and special so that we cover up that unconscious, insecure self who feels inferior. We can allow our darker parts to be seen, felt, and heard. Now, don't we all experience life, every one of us, in different ways, in all possible ways, right? Good, bad, bitter, sweet, dark, light, summer, winter. We experience all the dualities. So don't be afraid of experience, because the more experience we have, the more mature we become. That's proven fact. Also, allow the totality of our darkness and divinity to be revealed. And as we start feeling into exposing, honoring, in welcoming our dark and bright parts, we spend less energy controlling, holding back, hiding, and trying to contain our wild brilliance. So within this relaxation, our full divine nature can spring forth and shower upon this world. We are free to be spontaneous, creative, fully self-confident, and can access our core life energy, the God, the pure consciousness. That's our core life energy, naturally. We will find ourselves resting and abiding in our own spiritual essence, which does not judge or condemn anything or anyone, as it is the source of love itself. Now, I know that that's difficult for many people on this planet. What will happen, because it will happen, what will happen when there's no judgment or condemning anything or anyone, as we know that it is the source of love itself? We, every one of us, are the source of love. We are the source of bliss. We are the source of happiness, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence. Well, how can that be? I thought it was out there. Well, it's what you've been programmed to believe. No, it's in here. Total bliss for eternity is within every one of us. Total happiness, peace, joy is within us. Can you see how mastering the ego mind, the only way you can do that is through the now. And what is the now? Well, it's sitting in a comfortable position, not being interrupted, being as still as it's at you, and listening to your breath. That's the now. And since we know the ego mind doesn't exist in the now, then we can watch it from the now. We can also watch our thoughts from the now. The most spiritually expansive, loving, healing, and magical experiences in this life instantly start manifesting when we take the risk to look within and be honest, vulnerable, real with who we think we are. And when we remove all our masks with everyone in our lives, drop all our perceived burdens, shed our protective layers, and become totally transparent with everyone in this world, then the supreme enlightened reality sneaks into us. This enlightened perception of this life takes over our mind, creating an energetic merging with our ego and spiritual essence, and we feel this awesome, wholesome love for ourselves and others everywhere we go. The secret to this enlightened secret is to be fearless in unraveling and exposing our most enlightened and horrific selves. We must choose to be able to relax and truly be at okay with every good and bad idea that passes through our mind and emotions. Passes through. We must be very careful not to get stuck on anything. And it's almost like becoming a totally stickless surface. Right? Maybe like a Teflon, where everything, or the ceramics, where everything just comes out real easy. It's smooth. A non-stick surface which all thoughts slide off of. We cannot take anything that is revealed personally, as every idea and concept we have about who we are was actually handed down to us, programmed in our subconscious minds from our parents, siblings, teachers, society, and the many generations who were before them. Once we learn that the mind, do not rely on the mind for liberation, we are the sum cause of this entire universe, Nisargadatta. Okay, how many of us on this planet through the programming believe what? Right? Religion, of course, man-made. That's all going to be washed out, you'll see. Resting in silence and stillness of the mind. Resting in silence and stillness of the mind. Ironically, cause of our enlightenment and what's blocking us from experiencing it is the same thing, the mind, which is also an illusion. When we transcend the mind, dropping any attachment we have to it, the brilliant light of our being can then shine through, and this brilliance is all we can see in every direction. Of course, a mind is essential to adventure into this great journey into spiritual liberation. Yet we first need to understand what the mind actually is. How many of us know what the mind is? Some people say, what's the brain? No, it's not. Now, the mind is essential for us to adventure into this great journey into spiritual liberation. This isn't about religion at all, quite way from that. Yet we first need to understand what the mind actually is, so that one day we can become free from it. People go, free from the mind? How can you do that? Now, when we start to watch our mind, we will notice it is always, what is it doing? What is mind? It's striving, judging, analyzing, and needing to achieve something. Isn't that true? All you got to do is look at society. Now, we may have lived our entire life so far completely wrapped up in the head, which is always focusing on thoughts, concepts, right and wrong opinions, judgments, and belief systems. This is the secret to remaining unenlightened. You want to stay unenlightened? There you have it. As long as you're always up in the head thinking with your brain running the show and the rest of your heart, sex center, and physical sensual body is being ignored, know that enlightenment is full body experience. This means the whole body is engaged in experiencing this life, and not just the over-analytical mind. To step back from the mind requires total awareness. Every enlightened experience begins by first taking one step back from the mind and resting into a state of pure awareness. This is why an enlightenment seeker meditates, not to control the mind, yet to transcend all thinking completely, calling forth the experience of total silence, stillness, and pure awareness inside. Now, I get a lot of times people will ask me, what's the purpose of all this stuff? Right? Why do we come here and we're all zapped and the gods that we are have no memories and we keep repeating it for thousands, millions, billions, and trillions of years? Why do we, what purpose does that have? What reason? You experience, but then you don't remember. And then when you do remember, you're zapped and you don't remember again. This is a crucial thing for civilization of this planet. Very crucial. And it's by choice, see. You're not going to make anyone do any of this unless they want to, with joy, appreciation, and gratitude. There's no other way, say. So then you begin to realize why it appears to be so darn slow for the transition of the civilization to a higher light frequency, energy. Right? Well, that's why. It's a choice that we make based upon what we have surmised and experienced in this life and due to our programming. And the programming isn't a bad thing. It's just that everyone, for a very long time, are in this repeat cycle. How do you not be in that repeat cycle, which is a lot of people want to know? How do you remove that? The key is you are in a body, the God that you are, right? Pure energy, pure consciousness. Now, the body is the vessel that you inhabit to experience physical material life. Okay? And what does this do? It allows you to go to higher and higher levels of divine perfection, the God that you are. Okay? That's what it does for all of us. To continue to step into higher and higher levels of divine perfection, because we are divine perfection. So we step into different levels of divine perfection as our vibrational frequencies and harmonics continue to increase. As we acknowledge that and understand that, so you discover who and what you are on this planet. Let's just say that you become fully enlightened, that you're in love, the energy of love, 24/7, that you're in total bliss. You're completely aware of who and what you are. Completely. You literally reside in the heart mind, not the head. You know what the head is. See, you know what the ego mind is. You know it. You have been able to review it, watch it, study it, and understand how it operates. Okay? Which then affords you the opportunity to master it. Same with the thoughts, the programmed thoughts. Then you begin to unravel those and understand what they are. Okay? And then you immediately pick up on the fact that that's an ego mind thought. I'm not interested in engaging it. Period. And then it dissipates. But these thoughts keep running by like clouds in the sky. And you will know from the heart mind every one of these thoughts, on whether they're yours or the collective, the society, other people's thoughts. Look at all the billions on this planet throughout the ages who had thoughts. Where do those thoughts go? They stay here. The essence of those thoughts stay here. So our subconscious mind draws them in, replays them every day. Now, you know who and what you are in that body. You know that that body's temporary. Now, it may be a 5,000, 6,000 year stay in the near future. You want to be in the body as long as you can, healthy and complete, in order to do what? To learn everything you've forgotten. And that might sound silly to some people, but it pretty much is a fact, and I think we all know it. I think that we inherently know it from the God perspective, but not so much the body. And what do you mean know it? Well, let's say subconsciously many, unconsciously many more, and then some aware in the moment, in the now. Now that's the case. Then when you leave the body, you'll know exactly who and what you are. This is huge. So, what does that tell you? You're the light. You are the light. Every one of us are the light. We glow in the dark. When you have the right camera, you can see it as plain as day. Every color in the rainbow and then some. We glow. The God within these bodies glows. It gives off a light. It's not a shot in the dark or some smoke and mirrors thing or false perception. It is a reality. It is you. Who's glowing? What's causing this glowing light to emit from this biological, organic body? You are. You want to see your light? Look at it. What's it called? Aura. That's your light. That shows you that you're the God and you are light energy frequency. Your photon, pure light energy frequency, harmonics. You are pure love, pure perfect divineness. All of us are. So guess what happens? You discover because you want to. That's all. You're not out to prove anything. You're not out to try to be the big shot. Look what I did. I'm ahead of you. None of that. That's all ego mind. But you're here to rediscover who and what you are. You lost your memory. Okay. What else? Isn't that what we would do anyway? So step by step, lifetime after lifetime, you begin to understand that you're the God in the body. You're not the body. And then you say, well then, when I leave this body, what's this light all about? I'm not kidding you. That's what you'll do. You'll say, what's this light all about? Why is this light pursuing me? Yeah, that's what you'll do. What's this light pursuing me for? I am the light. You want to know a very profound truth? You're the light. Okay? Any light that pursues you once you leave that body isn't what it appears to be. You're the light. You always have been. You always will be throughout eternity and beyond and forever. Omnipotently powerful God being. You literally can manifest anything you choose when everything that you have discovered for yourself through the heart-mind, you weave this and you snap it all into place. Then you won't follow. Even though that light is tremendously persistent, you'll know that it's tremendously persistent. You'll know why. See? It wants to capture and seduce you, the God. This goes way against anything that we've been taught. Okay? And it must be vaporized. We can no longer operate, any of us, and all of you on this meditation, and all of you who listen to it afterwards, we cannot operate any longer in low-density frequencies. You see? And then you might say, well, what about the people that are asleep? That's different. They don't know who and what they are. So they believe the mirage. That's what they believe. They believe the facade. That keeps them in the lower dense frequencies. And they don't wake up. Maybe the next lifetime, but they aren't going to wake up this lifetime. The reason in this meditation that we always talk about stillness, right? Still as a statue. Stillness creates an automatic letting go of the constant control, domination, and neediness of the mind. That's what it does. It is something that takes 100% of our devotion and dedication. Because we know that the mind is deeply addicted to the outer search, proven all around us all the time. It will spend lifetime searching for fulfillment in the outer world, believing this is the purpose of life. It will continuously try to fill our time on this earth with new information, people, special goodies out there, never questioning reality or what our heart or soul is really yearning for inside. We're in a constant loop of distraction and deferment. And this is all employed to keep us from discovering who and what we are in these bodies. Period. Doesn't it? Doesn't it? Hasn't it? For a very long time. Understanding and embracing the fact that this supreme God source and cosmic intelligence is very, very, very real and always connected with our core essence. I've talked in my meditations about the golden ocean. We are all drops of the golden ocean. And we are not separate from this vast ocean of bliss. Until we get caught in the mind and believe we are. When we rest in total stillness of the mind, we instantly dissolve back into the sea of bliss, golden ocean, and find freedom within it all. So it really is, it isn't analyzing you. You're not analyzing using the society, the human psyche, to depict who and what you are. So you become aware, right, that your mind is very tricky and slippery. It really is. It's really good, too. I mean, the tricks it pulls on us. So you say to yourself, I must use caution whenever I approach the mind. I must use caution whenever I approach the mind. Don't trust the mind or buy into its stories. See, you know this. You compile this understanding because it will confidently lead us down one sure path and then switch the next day into following a completely different direction. To see, this is information, this is understanding that you have embraced. Okay? Trust the heart instead of the mind. We've been taught to use the mind, not the heart. Heart means you're weak, right? Wishy-washy, waffling. And it's actually the opposite. The heart lives in love and abides in a connection of oneness with this universe. This is the easiest doorway for any of us to enter the experience of what? The discovery that we are enlightened beings, that we experience enlightenment. And as Nisargadatta Maharaj quoted, this is, you take this in, when I look inside and see that I am nothing, that is wisdom. But when I look outside and see that I am everything, that is love. And between these two, my life turns. Most of us have a lack of confidence, a lack of trust, and a lack of faith in ourselves and the universe. We're not talking about trust in 50% or 80% or 90%. Trust 100% in yourself. That's what is being asked of you. Trust 100% yourself, and not just once in a while, but all the time. This universe and all the connected universes and mega universes, on and on and on. And in this sacred journey through this life, always being trusting, open, and available to yourself. This universe and your life is no small matter. Accessing our full enlightenment nature is so enormous that we must expand beyond, choose to expand beyond our old comfort zones and trust in something beyond the mind, beyond everything that we have ever known. Okay, so how do you do that? What's the great secret to living in a continuous state of trust? It is learning for all of us how to abide in the feminine energy. This is the highly fertile experience of openness, deep relaxation, pure receptivity. And when this energy enters our body, it means we have stopped engaging in society's over-controlling, dominating masculine influence and started welcoming the feminine magnetic force that is inherent at the core of every atom in creation. Why do you believe they've done everything on this planet to keep us what? From the feminine, by destroying the feminine. We're not talking about, that's a male and that's a female. This is in all of us, where we have masculine, feminine. And that it doesn't give the connotation that, well, then I'll be a woman and wear women's clothes, or I'll be a man and wear man's clothes. And that has nothing to do with it whatsoever. We have stopped engaging in society's over-controlling, dominating masculine influence and started welcoming that feminine magnetic force that is inherent at the core of every atom in creation. This is a sacred feminine energy. It is wild, liberating, and is very magnetic. It is inside everything around us. It is very real, organic, and it shows up naturally when we stop pursuing the life that never fully satisfies us. As we turn inwards to find the divine feminine source, we merge with that ancient way of being which nurtures our very soul. We find this natural spiritual energy inside our being, and relaxing into this energy allows us to feel at one with this entire universe wherever we go. The enlightened state is absolute trust in what is here now. It never is half-ass about it. This is 100% level of trust. It creates an instant feeling of freedom from doubt, resistance, and fear. The mind stops controlling everything, and it gives up striving to attain a different experience than the one given to you now. Right? It attain a different experience than the one given to you now. Now, when we live from a state of 100% trust, we start allowing this magical universe to unfold however it will. Now, if we are only willing to release 99% control over our life, then ask yourself, what is this 1% still holding on to? Why would clinging to thoughts of fear, doubt, and needing more control be more important than our spiritual freedom? Sure, we could allow for a small percentage of our ego's free will to be there, yet it's good to explore how this non-trusting ego trip is just some entertaining sideshow and not the real deal. To abide in 100% trust all day long requires a full let go of your beliefs, addictions, demands on yourself, others, and this world. It means that we stop avoiding our unlimited spiritual nature. Total trust is about us recognizing the divine soul that we are, having the deepest devotion to our spiritual self. And the secret is about embracing all the joy and pain we find inside ourselves. This life is meant to be a continuous trusting process. And to master it, this great sacred feminine energy needs to be at our center so we can feel nourished, guided in every moment of our lives. And when we can sit back, allow this great cosmic wheel of life to take over, we will find that it's steering our mind to see, feel, and know this is all divine perfection. I'll join in the meditation. I'll return to close us out.
Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose. And an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. And remain still. Tapping into the infinite source is not easy, it is effortless. Just be still, go within, stay there, and explore the deepest silence you can imagine. Observe the mind. Listen to the thoughts. Soon you will glimpse the reality. And in one instant, you will understand the most powerful realization of all. Who you truly are. After one moment of this, you will see you have the power to manifest everything you think. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and the following morning. We will return here Tuesday, December 12, 2023, 3:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest. Eternal gratitude at all times. No matter what's happening within you or outside of you.